There's no doubt in my mind I would have been in jail without my father. Even though we don't have a great relationship, no doubt in my mind. But I wouldn't have been able to deal with my father if not for my mother. I would not have been able to deal with him if not for her running interference. And if not for him, I would have been in bad shape. Was a crazy wild child. If you think I hate authority now, you should have seen me
Let me
at
ask you a
15.
question.
So,
who would you have done better with if it was just your dad or just your mom?
it wouldn't have worked either way. I would have broken my mom. If my dad wasn't there, I would have broken her. I would not have done the right things early enough. I wouldn't have matured early enough not to have broken her heart if my father wasn't there. And if my mother wasn't there, it would have been an unsustainable situation between me and my father. It would have come to a head, and one of us would have had to go. And oddly enough, they raised 3 kids. They raised my sisters are incredibly intelligent, successful people. Allison is a marketing executive. Emily's an assistant dean. They are incredibly successful. Very, very brilliant women. And my parents probably, and I don't realize this until I'm an adult, they didn't have a great relationship. They sacrificed 30, 40 years of their life probably being with the person that they shouldn't have been with. Specifically because they decided, like the CFO decided that they
made their life about you guys.
They made their life about us. They never missed a single game. We didn't take vacations. Our vacations were baseball trips to the regionals, to soccer on the weekends. They worked their asses off. My mom worked 2 jobs. My dad worked 60 hours a week. No vacations. Our vacations were soccer tournaments. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I got to tell you, if you could give my father a truth serum right now, dutiful Irish man will never, he said, look, this is what a man does. I bet you he regrets it. I bet you he thinks that he should have made more time for himself and his dreams and his passions along that way. I feel like he gave up too much of himself. I feel like my mom gave up too much of herself. They made it too much about us. And these are incredible parents.
Are you saying they made the right choice?
I think the lesson here is some sort of moderation that I don't think they could have done any better. And especially me, I did not make it easy on them. I wish I would have made it way easier on them, right? But they did as well as they could. And on a grand scheme, in a grand scale, they raised a pro athlete and 2 incredible, successful females, right? But there's a reason me and my sisters aren't married. This was a tough relationship. We saw a lot of fighting.
There's still hope for you, buddy. You're 35 years old. You'll do okay.
Look, I understand, but there's a reason to it, and there's a reason why this generation's not getting married. There's a reason.
People are living longer. I think that there's a lot more options out there these days.
We've seen divorce. I saw what divorce did to my uncle. I saw my uncle go to work. I saw my uncle, my godfather, God rest his soul, work 60 hours a week, living on his sister's couch, while another man lived in his house with his ex-wife. That man refused to marry my aunt because as soon as they got married, my uncle would be off the hook on alimony.
Yep.
So 7 years, this man, my uncle essentially financed another man being in his house with his wife. Why would you want to be married? You know what I'm saying? So
listen, I got a number for a therapist for you,
dude.
We're gonna have you call. We're gonna set you up. Bro.
All jokes aside, therapy saved my freaking life.
Sure
so if anybody out there, that's not a joke. I cannot advocate for therapy as much as possible.